This NBA Finals Game 3 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. Bet $50 at WynnBet and get $200 in free bets. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBet. Download the WynnBet app now or visit wynnbet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. You already play fantasy on Sleeper, but now you can win cold hard cash with their over/under game. Just head to sleeper.com/SGP on your phone to join the SGPN group, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100 at sleeper.com/SGP. And make sure to download the SGPN app for all of our free picks and podcasts.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration. Over.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Sup, dog?
Sup?
Playing ping pong over here.
Yeah? What do you mean?
Well, you hit a dog, I hit a dog.
There you go. Dueling dogs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Only one of us hit a real dog.
You hit the massive dog, Ryan.
Which I locked
line.
up.
Yes, you did. Adjusted line -9.5. Plus 200. I gave out Warriors -4. That was a no sweat. And Celtics team total 2. I mean, you may as well call me, antiperspirant because you're not sweating when I give you these bets. I apologize. I know the D-gens love a good sweat. I'm sorry, Ryan.
Remember, it reminds me of that time that Cornell beat the shit out of Wisconsin plus 170 on the money line. Never a sweat. Never a doubt.
Never a sweat. But I'm sure you do like a good sweat. You can get that over at WynnBet.com. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBet. Of course, they got the bet $50, get $200 in free bets, and fantasy football right around the corner. What better place to have the ultimate fantasy football experience than at the Wynn Resorts 2-night stay for you and your entire league? That's right. That's 11 teams. That's crazy. All you got to do is every time you bet $500 between now and July 31st, automatically entered. You do have to opt in, and also opt in on Party with DJ Diesel, aka Shaq. For every $100 you bet, entry as well. Meet and greet with DJ Diesel. So much action on the WynnBet app. Just download it, wynnbet.com. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at wynnbet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBet is available. If you're someone who knows a gaming problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right, we are jacked up, ready to go. Joining us here to talk hoops, the co-hosts of the NBA Gambling Podcast. First up, Munaf The Machine Manji. What's up, Munaf?
Oh, what's going on, guys? It's been a busy Monday. I was a little busy touting myself and Terrell for our little Week 7 NBA playoff contest winners there.
Yes.
We've been killing it over on Tally Site, so make sure to check out our picks over there on Tally Site. Number 1 overall on playoffs, just a little bit of gloating for me.
Yes, Tally Site, our official pick tracker, has been running a little contest amongst the handicappers, and both Munaf and Terrell dominating up on the charts. And joining us to talk NBA playoffs, maybe a little WNBA at the end, Mr. Terrell Furman. What's up, Terrell?
Yes, sir. What's going on? And just to throw out there, Kramer wasn't the only one that hit Golden State minus 9.5.
You were also on the dog.
I cashed my dog in the NBA Gambling Podcast of Golden State minus 9.5. Thank you very much. It was glorious. Again, we didn't even get to sweat. I was kind of hoping at the end it would be maybe a 7.8 point game. And I'd be like, oh, am I going to get there? But it was never in doubt. Jordan Poole would just take me along the way. But here we are. Didn't have to worry about it. They got to start letting us go up higher. They got to start letting us bet 20.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Take the lid off.
All right, so we're going to get to some player props, the game itself, but I think we have to recap a little bit. Game 2. I mean, Tatum,
we just did 2-1. Lock it up. What else you got to hear?
Tatum finished with 28 points, but again, like he didn't. It was weird. Like the Celtics started out shooting great and then just kind of fell apart. I feel like we had a similar handicap, thinking that they would kind of, get cold as the game went along. They also turned. They got 33 points off turnovers in game 2. Boston had 19 turnovers. So I know a lot of those Celtics fans were bitching about the calls, but really they were turning the ball off or turning the ball a ton. Tatum, even though he had a good game points wise, was negative 36 in point differential. I mean, if you bet Tatum MVP, you got to be pretty scared right now, even tied up.
He's not even leading the race on his own team.
No, I know, it's crazy. Like
it's true.
You got to be sweating pretty hard. Any takeaways from game 2, Munaf?
No, not really. I think we all kind of it played out as we all thought. I mean, me and Scott lost our first quarter log by half a point. Oh
God, that was brutal.
The opportunity was there, but the rest of the game played out. Terrell crushed his picks. I was on the under as well. That came in. It was a sweat after the first quarter, but it came in relatively easy after the first quarter there. But Steph Curry did his thing. We're waiting for Klay Thompson to come around. I think he will. But other than that, Boston did their job in game or in Golden State in San Francisco by getting one. Now we have a series.
Yeah. What's this with the media? Like going out of their way to put San Francisco. I watched a couple post game. We had the post game press conference up in the studio, and maybe I'm a TMZ basketball fan, but it just looked odd to see San Francisco under the Golden State players. It's like they were going out of their way to point out where the stadium is now. R.I.P. Oracle.
No more Oracle. What about you, Terrell? Any big takeaways from game 2 besides hitting your 2-1 dog?
No. I mean, it went pretty much game script how I said it was going to go. The only thing that was shocking to me is the fact that you talked about it earlier. Boston had 33 points off turnovers. They only had 12 Golden State only had 12 turnovers. So that's really concerning if you're Golden State, because 12 is a glorious number for them. Golden State's normally in the 15, 16. They were second in the league over the course of the season in turnovers. Well, second worst in turnovers. The only team that was worse was none other than the Houston Rockets. Congratulations, Munaf. Hey, you beat the Golden State Warriors in something. Congratulations. And so I'm flabbergasted that they got 33 points off of those 12 turnovers. So Golden State should really be concerned about that. And if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm telling them, hey, if we're going to turn the ball over because this is how we run our offense, that's fine. But we need to get back in transition and limit the points that they get from them and make sure that they're not getting extra possessions and extra points on the board.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was very obvious to me that they weren't going to, Golden State wasn't going to go down 0-2, and no. I do think it's going to be. I mentioned it last night on our Best Ball podcast, but I do think it's going to go 2-2, and then I do think the Warriors are going to end up winning the series 4-2. Now, the key to me is, or for me, is figuring out does Boston win Game 3, or does Golden State win 3 and lose 4? We'll get to that in a second. Shout out to Sleeper player props. Just go to sleeper.com/SGP. Get that instant 100% deposit bonus up to $100. We're going to give out some 3-team player props that we like. Kramer, I'll let you get things started. What do you like here in the Sleeper app for Game 3?
All right. So just call me basic. Going right back to the Steph Curry. Well, we got hosed by a half.
Oh, points, rebounds, and
points,
assists?
Rebounds, assists, 39.5. Same it was game 2. Got hosed by a half. We're going back to this well because I think unlike you that the Warriors, they got into a fight game 1. They took the punch. They said shit, let's go. And now all gas, no brakes. I'm also going to go back to the diabolical Klay Thompson #Go Cougs. Well, over 25.5 points, rebounds. He's got to break out at some point. They're talking. They're actively creating memes with him on the bench.
They let him in that game when it was still a blowout. Interesting decision by Steve Kerr. I think
you don't deserve to come out after you played like that for that duration of time. You don't deserve a break. You need to go out there and be trying to get some shots up. And matter of fact, I better see you in the gym after practice putting some shots up too. No, ain't no way you getting out the game. No. everybody else come out, you gonna stay, and everybody gonna watch you go out there and perform.
They also left Draymond in, which I thought was pretty funny because like if he gets kicked out of the game, I don't know, like can't you get suspended for a certain number of technicals?
I'm seeing
it just seems like you're asking for trouble.
I'm seeing a Terry Tate office linebacker like bit here where Terrell coaches up some folks around the SGPN offices when they're not getting their job done all the way. Over. And for the third leg, I'm going back to 3 legs. I got confident last time. I copied all you assholes. None of us won. Pushed all in. Give me Jaylen Brown over 2.5 turnovers. Been a turnover machine. Only 2 last game, 4 in the previous 4 games before that. Obviously, the ball's going to be in his hands. So there we go. I went 3 overs. Back to the way that I win these things. All right. My only winners.
This is how we win.
My only winners have been team overs. And by the way, 5x now. I remember the days when it was 6.5x.
Munaf, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with Jaylen Brown over 2.5 3-point shots made. Being back on their home floor, I think this is a good spot for him to really respond. He got off to a great start in that first quarter in game 2, but he kind of flattened out after that. I think he hit 3 3-pointers in that first quarter for the Boston Celtics. And he's been pretty consistent throughout the playoffs. I know he kind of slipped up a little bit against the Miami Heat, but they are a really good defending team overall. But I think that, being back on their home floor, I guess we can say with their backs against the wall in a must-win situation, I think that Jaylen Brown will show up. I'm going to go Kevon Looney over 6.5 points.
Ooh, I thought about that one.
He's been getting some easy looks around the basket. Again, give Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and those guards a lot of credit for finding him under the basket. Sorry, Sean, you weren't able to get that over 2.5 assists yesterday. Tweet of the night.
He had one. He had like a great pass to Steph. Steph was wide open. That would have been the 3rd assist. The one shot he missed was the Looney assisted one. That bastard. Yeah. It is fun to just root for assists. It's such a hard thing to root for because you want the guy to have the ball, and then once they start driving to the hoop, you're like, no, kick it out.
It's a very specific thing to root for.
Well, and it really did. I didn't put Looney over points, but I like that angle because I know, just as a guy who had his over assists, how pissed I was getting because he had all these like pick and roll right to the basket wide open, like bunch of easy dunks. Very selfish guy, not thinking to, hey, I'm going to take this easy dunk. Instead, should be kicking it out, trying to create. But so I like the points there as well.
Yeah, and again, we don't know how many minutes Robert Williams is going to play. I think that knee injury is probably just getting worse. We saw him take a hit from, I think it was Marcus Smart. He only played 14 games last minute. Ime Udoka came out before game 2, so he's only going to play about 20 to 25 minutes. That injury is going to get worse, but he could probably be in that range again of 14 to 20 minutes. So I think that just gives more opportunities for Looney to get some easy baskets. That'll be my second play. And then my last play, I'm going to go Draymond Green under 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think this might be a game where the Boston Celtics may be benefiting from some friendly whistles, especially against Draymond after all the shenanigans that he did have in game 2 there. But it was just Draymond being Draymond. We know that. But if there is a ref that comes out and blows a whistle against Draymond, he could easily see some foul trouble. And I think that he's gone under this number in I think both of the games so far in the NBA Finals. So I'm going to go Draymond under 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
All right, Terrell, you're up on the clock. What do you got for us?
All right. So I didn't know they had the over 2.5 turnovers there. Thank you, Kramer. Absolutely. Jaylen Brown, over 2.5 turnovers. The man can't dribble the ball 10 times without turning the ball over. If you look at him funny, he's going to turn the ball over. Absolutely not. So, yes, over 2.5. He's going to get some false confidence at home and try to do too much. Jordan Poole, over 12.5 points. This is the Splash Brothers' cousin on their mama side. This man is hot. And don't let his confidence be up. If his confidence is up, he's going to go out there. And Jordan Poole hoops like the guy at the open rec that sees a couple girls sitting in the crowd and is like, oh, yeah, all right, Hold on.
There's a great video that was going around of that very thing. They showed like Jordan Poole looking over. He made some like expression on his face, and they showed a couple attractive women in the front row, and then it cuts to the highlight of him just like draining that super deep three.
Yep.
So
yeah, he's that guy. He's that guy. It's talking about, hey, if I make this shot, give me your number. And she's like, okay. Then he goes out there, does the craziest shot in open gym, and makes it and gets a number. So yes, over 12.5 points for Jordan Poole. He's about to be walking around with at least 10 numbers from girls in Boston after this game. And then Steph Curry over 4.5 3-pointers. We're just going to go for it. The man is on a heater right now, and the things that he's doing with the ball is spectacular. I'm just going to keep riding the train over 4.5 threes. He gets to 5.
Yeah, I like it. I was leaning with Poole. I was leaning under, but it moved from 13.5 points to 12.5 points.
That's a critical move right there.
No, I think it
cross
is
the key number 13.
I think it is to some degree, because a lot of these, numbers that Sleeper's putting out, they're the same on the road and at home for these shooters, which again, it's kind of obvious, but role players don't shoot well on the road. That's kind of my theory for this lineup. Andrew Wiggins under 16.5 points. I'm out on my Andrew Wiggins MVP ticket. Not looking great here, but 17 points on the road I think is pretty tough. He's been a little sloppy too, and that was even like at home blowout game, and you only put up 11. Like I just don't. I don't know. He doesn't seem to be a big part of the offense right now, and I think Clay is going to step up a little bit. And I like to your point. Terrell, you're making a good case for Jordan Poole. So I don't think that leaves a ton of points left for Andrew Wiggins. I also like Marcus Smart under 13.5 points. I know he had a ton of points game 1, nothing game 2, only 2 points. I think he's under again, mostly because I think he's going to be guarding Steph, and I think that's going to wear him out. Like there really is a difference if Marcus Smart or White is on Steph, and if I don't know if they're a little banged up. I could just see Marcus Smart focusing on the defensive angle. And then the last one, Al Horford under 1.5 3-pointers. He's only 3 and 8 the last 11 games of going over on his 3-pointers. And I think everyone remembers game 1 where he went like 6 for 8. I think he used up all his 3-pointers he's going to make in the NBA finals in that game. I don't think he hits 2. I like the guy. He's fun to root for, but I got to go under 1.5 3-pointers.
Over in the Facebook chat, Sean.
Oh, wow.
Fantasy contributor. Yeah, that's right. We're live on Facebook all across the metaverse. It's important to be in the metaverse. Justin, fantasy contributor, Justin Bruni, saying to attack the Wiggins props. So, he disagrees.
All right.
He disagrees.
On the points specifically. I don't know.
No, I don't know about that. It was a general statement. I'm just throwing it out because it's kind of a, contrarian angle to the great NBA Sean wearing. Although it kind of looks like your MLB Sean today, so maybe the fans might be confused.
Phillies have been hot. I mean, Munaf, you're one of the hosts in the MLB Gambling Podcast. Phillies all the way right now. Now that they fixed the manager.
Oh, sure.
Couldn't even get a response.
That was the greatest thing you've ever done on this show. Thank you.
All right.
I like how though Sean pulls out the jersey after they swept the Angels, who have already lost like 11, 12 games in a row. But I'll leave it there.
Munaf, it's classic Philadelphia sports tactics. When things are going well, be obnoxious and annoying.
Come on, we're heating up. It's the new manager, new mojo. Come on.
As the days of the summer, the Phillies heat up.
Ryan's just a hater. He doesn't. Oh,
the Yankees are fucking good too. Relax.
The Yankees are doing well.
All right, let's get to Game 3 itself. Golden State catching 3.5, minus 108 as always on WinBet, plus 130 on the money line. Total sitting at 212.5. Man, as much as it pains me to say, I think I got to go Boston here, just because of how good they are off the. It's been since March 28th since the Celtics lost back-to-back games. I mean, really, that to me is the main reason. I think they can play really good defense. Like they were just gassed, I think, in the end of that game too fourth quarter. They didn't really need it. I think the energy is going to be there for the team. I think some of these role players that were super hot game 1 and went super cold for the Celtics in game 2, I think they're going to be there to help Tatum out with the scoring. I am a little worried about Robert Williams not being at full strength. I am worried about laying 3.5. Like I feel like this could come down to the wire, but I'm going to take Celtics just because of how good they've been off the loss. Munaf, what are you doing here?
I have no idea why the Boston Celtics are favored by 3.5 points.
Feels a little high, right?
Yeah. I just feel like that everybody's going to be running to the window to bet Boston just because they are off a loss or back home. It's that zigzag theory, but I still feel like that the Golden State Warriors haven't put together a complete game offensively. And it's really been right now on the back of Steph Curry and Jordan Poole in game 2. But other than that, I think that this might be in one of these 2 games. I think we're going to see a better performance from Klay Thompson. It's probably not going to be a game 5 or game 6 Klay Thompson, but I think that, in game 3, Golden State's going to be more of a team, a complete game offensively by the team, right? We've seen what they did defensively in game 2. I think that intensity is going to continue, but Steph Curry by far has been the best player. They still don't have an answer for him. This guy can shoot it out of the gym. And then again, Boston, for me, I think their offense possibly could have peaked in game 1 in that fourth quarter, honestly, knocking down all those 3-point shots. And for me, we talked about the NBA gambling podcast this morning. We haven't seen a game where both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have had a good game in the same game. It's been one guy has a good game, one guy has a good game of the other night, and the other guy's been slacking. I just don't think they have that consistency on this Boston team right now. I think Golden State wins game 3. Game 4, we'll probably see Scotty Foster out there trying to even up the series.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Golden State game 3. Give me the money line. I'm not even gonna take the plus points with them. I think they get the outright win.
Oh, that's a great theory because I do think it gets to 2-2, and we correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't seen Scott Foster yet, right, Munaf?
No, we haven't. We saw brothers in game 2, but no Scotty yet.
Oh, that's a good. That's a good.
They saving him for.
Yeah,
they saving him for
when they need
it
for game 4, and then he'll probably come back if this gets to 7. He'll probably be in that game 7.
The NBA about to hit the light like Batman and shine a whistle into the sky. And Scott Foster, we need you for game 6.
What do you got for game 3, Terrell?
It's slippery because I truly do think that they split these 2 games.
Yeah.
And it's just more of, all right, are you going to call your shot and get it right on the first one and then potentially green up and get both of them right or get one? I'm gonna lean Golden State in the points, and maybe if Boston wins, it's a little bit more of a closer game. But my issues with Boston is that they are playing an outside in type of game. And if the 3-point shot isn't going for them, then what really do they have? If you looked at that first half last night, they were 50% from 3 in the first half.
Yeah.
However, they were like 34% from the field. And so it's like, how many shots on the inside did you miss to push your 50% all the way down to 30?
They were getting like easy corner threes too, which you would imagine they would. Hopefully, Golden State eventually make some adjustments, right?
And at some point, Golden State's basically testing you and saying, all right, is your shots going to fall? We're going to stop you on the inside. You're not going to get anything easy. And we're just going to bank on you not being able to make more 3-pointers than us. And you're not going to be able to do that over the course of an entire series. They shot 50% in game 1. They shot 40% in game 2. If this goes down any lower, it's going to be really scary for Boston's offense. And if they're able to force Jason Tatum into another game like he had in game 1, then I don't think a fourth quarter comeback like they had in game 1 is liable even at home. So, yeah, give me Golden State and the points.
Golden State plus 3.5. Kramer, you're on the clock. What are you doing?
First of all, has anyone tweeted out someone trying to make like a replica uncut gem Sandler parlay for the finals? Little Celtics win the tip, little over points and rebounds for Jaylen Brown.
Everyone gets
and a
all
little
that.
Celtics
You
money
can't
line.
find to the win the. You can't have the to the like win the tip prop. Everyone gets mad at that, but a lot of people.
You can build. I'm sure you can build a similar bet. Maybe it's a race to 5 points, but I'm sure you can
first shot.
Anyway, yeah, I would be on the other side because, like I told you, the Warriors they got woken up. They came into the ring. They weren't ready, and Tyson hit him in the fucking mouth. And so now they're all gas. I think Munaf's point, like this team could still be playing better brand of basketball, and I think they know really badly. Just like they gave up game one, they need to steal one now. And so you steal this one, you create a tremendous amount of pressure for the Boston Celtics, and you really keep my Warriors in 5. Now down to plus 700, Sean, alive. I was 1400 when I mentioned it last time. So we'll be exploring the alt line market. Absolutely. I see, as we wished, they have taken the lid off, and you can get all the way. I'm seeing 5-1s in the alt market right now. So we might. I mean, what do we like? Golden State minus 7 for 3-1. That seems fun. Golden State minus 11, 5-1. How high will I go for this week's or this game's lock? I don't know, but I'm certainly going to be playing it because I think was it Munaf at the beginning. Why is Boston favored by 3.5 here?
Yeah.
Where is the money? That's the question.
Well, it's weird because Golden State was coming in as a favorite. They, the series is 1-1, but Golden State was laying 3.5 at home. Like, why should it be the same for Boston? Like that.
I think they're saying they're equal teams, equal home field, and when you flip the home field, or the home court, it's gonna be that team's favored. That's all they're saying.
So they're saying they're equal, but even though Golden State was
Boston,
minus 160 coming into the series.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I that's fair. It seems like if I would have guessed the line, I would have made it like 2.5 or 2. I'm surprised it's as high as
7 out of 10 dollars are being bet on the Celtics right now. That probably is something
that is scary. I'll still take Boston minus 3.5, but my lock, I really like. I'm going to go team total over 104.5 for the Golden State Warriors. 8 games in a row. I mean, these are some pretty bad offensive performances at time, and they're still getting over that 104.5. You have to go back to Wednesday, May 11th at the Grizzlies, where they were clearly just like, that was the game where Steve Kerr wasn't coaching, and that kind of disaster where they clearly packed it in, where they didn't score 100 points, let alone 104.5. So even though I do think Boston's defense, I like them in game 3 here at home, I think the lock at 104.5 for me is the play. I mean, I will take Boston minus 3.5, but I still think the easier bet is the team total for the Warriors. All right. Talk a little futures here before we get to that. Shout out to Athletic Greens. Oh my God. I love Athletic Greens. Wake up every day just going, I can't wait to get that Athletic Greens. Can't wait for the adaptogens, the probiotics, the whole food source superfoods. Are you kidding me? Vitamins, minerals, they got it all. And they're going to make it easier. Give you a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you got to do is go to athleticgreens.com/SGP, athleticgreens.com/SGP to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. And of course, as always, IP Vanish. Make your IP disappear. Perfect. You're using a streaming Fire Stick. You want to hide your location. Great if you're traveling. Got some sketchy Wi-Fi. You don't want people getting your passwords, your browsing history, your access to your cryptocurrency, your gambling accounts. I mean, come on. There's so much stuff you have going on the internet that's important that you don't want anyone else to see, know about, or have access to. Speaks for itself. And 70% off the yearly plan. IPVanish.com/SGP. Use that promo code SGP. IPVanish.com/SGP.
Sean, you can build something similar to the Uncut Gems parlay in the build a bet.
Oh, throw it out there. What do you got?
Well, like for example, Jaylen Brown to score first, Celtics to win.
Yeah, the score first is the DGen move.
Jaylen Brown to score first, Jaylen Brown to have more than 25 points and rebounds, Boston Celtics to win the game. That's I don't know, 7-1. Oh my God! If you're 10,000 is only going to get 70,000. I don't know if that's worth getting shot in the head over, but.
Munaf, any thoughts on the series? Any future bets you like? I'm looking at the I'm looking at the updated MVP odds. Of course, Steph Curry now plus 100, pretty close to what you can get the Warriors to win the series, which is now minus 115. So I would definitely take Steph plus 100 over Warriors minus 115. I mean, that's a pretty big price difference there.
Tatum's still a heavy favorite for the Celtics.
Tatum's at plus 115. I thought Terrell was saying he shouldn't be the favorite, which I agree with. Yeah. I would, if you like the Celtics, Jaylen Brown at 9-1 is a pretty fun bet, and you could even still talk me into Marcus Smart at 70-1 or Al Horford. But any thoughts on the series? Any future stuff you like here, Munaf?
Yeah, I'm still seeing Golden State Warriors in 6 at 5-1. I do like that. The books are thinking that this at least gets to at least 6 or 7 games. I see both of those priced at plus 135. I mean, not much value there, but I think the biggest one for me is probably Golden State in 6 games at 5-1.
Yeah, I'm going to sprinkle that Golden State in 6. That's what my original prediction is, and now it feels like it's lining up for that.
Do I buy a piece? Do I add it to the plus 14-1 Warriors and 5 portfolio? Have 14-1 and 5-1. That's not a bad position to be in.
That's a good portfolio. Good portfolio, Ryan.
Thanks, man.
What about you, Terrell? Any future stuff you like? MVP to win in X amount of games. What do we got?
Well, yeah, it's Steph. It's really Steph or no bet for me with the MVP. I mean, maybe if you believe in Boston, I'm kind of a little bit on the Jaylen Brown train because. I mean, Jason Tatum already did a hostile act. He had a bad game in a game they won. So that's like double negative points because they didn't even need you to win. And your good game, you lost. And if there's if it's another game they win and he doesn't have a good game, then that's is more negative points. I can't get behind Jason Tatum right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. Jaylen Brown 9-1. To me, feels like a kind of the most realistic, fun long shot MVP bet. But I would still just keep loading up on Warriors series at minus 115. But really, even Steph MVP at plus 100, probably a better way to get down on that. Kramer, any other future stuff you like? You were talking about Warriors in 6.
I mean, I guess I could see myself adding it to the portfolio, but you know what? I'll do that because then this series isn't going 7. I'm pretty confident unless they deploy some serious shenanigans with the refereeing. Munaf, I'll defer to him on that, but we haven't seen it yet, so maybe they're staying away. Who knows?
I think Munaf laid the case out great. Golden State.
That's 6 though. I like 6.
Golden State wins game 3. Then they hit the break in case of emergency. Scott Foster pull him out, put him in game 4. In Boston, I mean, you can lock that up.
Signal.
Yeah, exactly. That's
you can actually, if you want to parlay Boston game 1 with Golden State game 2, with Golden State game. Hold on, just listen. So that's already happened. So Golden State game 3 with Boston game 4 with Golden State game 5 and Golden State game 6. So a more specific version of your in 4 12-1.
Oh, all right.
I think that's what I gave that out earlier.
Yeah, is that what?
That's Terrell gave that out on the NBA pod.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Exact result, 12-1, co-sign and Terrell in the NBA Gambling Podcast. So wait, what is it?
Basically, you're betting that Boston wins.
Don't make this a clip.
All you have to do is worry about Boston wins game 4. Golden State wins in 6. So like the only game Boston can win is game 4.
All right, I like that. Even though I also gave out Boston game 3, but that 12-1 is really fun.
Wait, hold on. It's the same price. It's the same price. I was going to say Boston you can wins game 3.
Okay, yeah, do the opposite one then.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
All right, here we go. Take 2. Boston wins game 3. Golden State wins game 4, 5, and 6. Get that at 12-1 and lock it up.
Oh wow! Well, pro.
There you go. Great.
Oh, the Clips team is gonna have so much fun with this.
All right, my official lock though for game 3 is Warriors over 104.5 on the team total. Munaf, what's your best bet for game 3?
Yeah, Warriors money line plus 140. I think that it's going to be a complete game by this offense. Defense has been there. The Robert Williams thing, I think, is not being really accounted for. We'll see how effective he is, but I think it's progressively going to get worse. If he plays another 15, 16 minutes only for this team, this Boston Celtics team is in trouble. So Warriors money line plus 140.
Terrell, what do you got?
Well, I mean, I wish I went before Munaf. Munaf just sized me up with the plus 140. I'll take Golden State 3.5. It feels like, you know, a little energy right there, but I'll take the 3.5. I still think it's a cash.
Just in case.
Responsible.
Lose a close game.
Responsible gambling, Terrell. Real quick, back to that futures conversation, Sean. Golden State minus 1.5 plus 270. I think we brought that up earlier, but that's a fun way to add more to my bet and not give myself a guaranteed loser. So, Golden
good
State.
angle.
Anyway,
Kramer, close things out. What is your official lock for Game 3 of the NBA Finals?
well, I'm looking at this just tremendous amount of EV in the alt spread market. So let's 2-1 was a nice price last time. Golden State minus 4.5. No, you know what? Fuck you. Golden State minus 7, 3-1 is my lock.
Okay.
My dog is Golden State minus 11, 5-1. And,
all right.
And the series thing I would say is put a mortgage payment on Golden State minus 1.5 plus 270 in the series.
Yeah. Cosign added more on that.
Is that too many bets, Sean?
No, that's fine. We are allowed to give out a ton of bets here on the Sports Gambling Podcast. Hey, make sure you send in your reviews on Apple Podcasts. Take a screenshot of you submitting a review. Click the contest tab in the SGPN app for your chance to win free gear every Monday, aka Merch Monday. Shout out to Keith. He's a 66-year-old dude from Apple Valley. Just won a free T-shirt from us. He said,
"Did he not badmouth you? He must not have badmouthed."
No,
you.
He made fun of the Cowboys,
okay,
and he said,
"That's beautiful."
Maybe not. Maybe don't listen to this if you're a Cowboys fan, which I think is makes sense. And co-sign that, but
it's like the Stern thing, Sean. Reasons why people listen to us, they want to hear what we say next.
Yeah.
The reason why Cowboys fans listen to us, they want to hear what we say next.
He did say he's probably not the first listener to pass out while listening to our show, but he passed out from exercising at the age of 66. So Keith, stay safe out there. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Check out Munaf on the NBA Gambling Podcast, MLB Gambling Podcast, Propcast. Follow him on Twitter at SportsNerd824. Check out Terrell on the NBA Gambling Podcast, WNBA Gambling Podcast on Twitter at ReallyRel_. Terrell, any early WNBA leans for the listeners?
All right. We got an episode dropping tomorrow, but I think this is going to be my dog of the day for tomorrow. The Atlanta Dream are catching 6.5 on the road at the Seattle Storm. Everybody's discounting the Dream. They think that they're not a good team. They were one of the highest odds to win the title in the beginning of the season. Well, now they are 7-4. I think Seattle's getting a little too much credit. Give me the Dream plus 210 on the money line.
Let's go.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Good to see you, MLB, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.